Tom Brady speaks out and calls out the NFL and quarterbacks after Damontae Kazee hit versus Michael Pittman Jr. of the Colts. So, if you don't know by now, Damontae Kazee, after he hit Michael Pittman Jr. in the head after he was going up to make a catch, Damontae Kazee was trying to knock the ball out. He hit him in the head, and then he was ejected from the game. And then the day after, Damontae Kazee was actually suspended for the rest of the season. So, with this suspension, you have many people speaking out about it, saying how it's not fair to suspend him for the rest of the season. You have people saying that it is the right decision, but you have the NFL saying, and the reasoning of why they suspended him for the rest of the season is because he's a repeat offender, meaning that he's continuously got warnings about this, and he just keeps on doing it. You've seen many times in the past with the Steelers how he's been fined because of these hits, and I guess they had enough and they suspended him for the rest of the season after they thought this one went overboard. But now, Tom Brady, quarterback for Patriots, Buccaneers, Super Bowl champion, he speaks out about the situation and he blames the quarterbacks and the NFL for this happening. Here's his response and what he had to say. Here's his quote. "Nobody likes seeing players get hurt, but hard hits happen. Quarterbacks should not be throwing the ball in areas where they are exposing their own teammates to these type of hits. Coaches need to coach better, quarterbacks need to read coverages better and throw the ball to the right places, and defenders should aim for the right hitting areas. To put the blame on the defensive player all the time is just flat out wrong. Need better quarterback play. It's not okay QBs to get your wide receivers hit because of your bad decisions." So, Tom Brady, that's what he had to say about the situation, and you could kind of see the viewpoint that he's going at and the direction he's taking it. He's saying it's more so on the quarterback throwing hospital balls, meaning that whether or not the wide receiver catches the ball or doesn't catch it, the quarterback is throwing it in such a bad position in which their defender is going to be able to hit the wide receiver and potentially injure him. So either way, whether it's a wide receiver, running back, tight end, or whoever is running that route, the quarterback is throwing the ball in such a bad position in the field, such a bad throw, that either way, the defender is going to hit the receiver in a bad area and they're going to get injured, and it's more so the quarterback's fault than the defender's fault. He believes that the defender needs to hit the player somewhere, and they're trying to knock the ball out. And if you actually go back and look at the Damontae Kazee hit on Michael Pittman Jr., he actually led with his shoulder. He didn't hit him with the crown of his helmet, in which is a penalty. Obviously, he hit him to the head, so it is a penalty. He should have, I guess, maybe been ejected from the game. That's what he was. He was ejected from the game. Sure, you could say that. But when you go back and look at it, where else is he going to hit him? The defender is flying straight at him with his helmet. The only place he could hit him is in his head. Even though you obviously don't want him to, that's the only place. There's no other place where to hit him unless he just straight out hit him in his legs. There's no other place. And he led with his shoulder. I understand him being ejected from the game because at the time it did look really bad. On replay, I guess it looked really bad as well. But going back and looking at it now, you can see the reason why he should not be suspended and how, yes, he should have been ejected from the game, whatever. But suspension for the rest of the season, I believe, is too overboard, and obviously Tom Brady agrees as well, saying it's more of the quarterback's fault than the defenders, and the NFL needs to change because of this. You can't just keep blaming the defender on every single thing that happens on the football field when something bad happens. At some point, you have to give the offense credibility and blame them as well. Now, just going back a few years ago and just looking at some other guys who've got suspended because of these hits, going back, look at Vontaze Perfect, for example. You know how many times he had to hit someone in the head or have a really bad hit for him to be suspended? It took him all the way up until his Raiders days. Not even on the Bengals did he get suspended. on the Las Vegas Raiders, Oakland Raiders, whatever you want to call it. That's when he actually ended up getting suspended, not when he was on the Bengals. How many times did he have to repeat the hits in order to get suspended? And now Damontae Kazee, after only hitting some guys a few times and not even on purpose, after a few times he gets suspended for the rest of the season, just doesn't make sense. You also look at Kareem Jackson, I believe his name is, this season for the Denver Broncos. He got fined like 3 or 4 times for these hits. And he got suspended like 1 or 2 games. And then one time he got suspended 4 games. Never did he get suspended for the full season, even though obviously there's only a few games remaining in the season. Taking Damontae Kazee out for the rest of the season when his hits weren't even bad. You never even suspended him before for any games because of those hits. But Kareem Jackson, who you suspended like 3 different times, fined like 4 different times this season because of those hits, he's still not done for the season. It just doesn't make sense why they're targeting Damontae Kazee in this situation. But whether we like it or not, it looks like Damontae Kazee is going to be gone for the rest of the season due to suspension for his hit against Michael Pittman Jr. of the Colts this past Saturday. And now, just looking at it, the Steelers are going to be even more depleted at the safety position. Minkah Fitzpatrick, he looks to be out for multiple weeks or whatever it is with his knee injury. It looked really bad. It looked like he couldn't put much weight on it. When he was on the sideline, he looked like he was in pain, didn't return to the game, was out for the game. So he looks to be out this week as well. Damontae Kazee is now out. Trenton Thompson, it looked like he was dealing with an injury as well. So now if he's not able to go, they're even more depleted. Eric Rowe, he might have to step up. Miles Kilabrew, who's more of a special teamer, he might have to step up as well. So it looks like the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be very depleted at the safety position. Their defense was already bad with their starters at the safety position. Defensive backs laying up so many catches, so many yards, people wide open. And now with the backups, hopefully they're able to do better than the starters. Who knows? But looks like they're going to be depleted. Those safeties had to help the linebackers after the linebackers were depleted as well, with Cole Holcomb, Kwon Alexander, and some other guys getting injured. So it looks like the Steelers are very depleted just on defense in general, not even just the safety position, just in general. And now Damontae Kazee is the latest person to be gone from the team. So let me know down in the comments below, how do you feel about this? Do you believe as though Damontae Kazee should have been suspended for the rest of the season? Do you believe because he wasn't suspended before that they should have given him just a 1-game suspension and not for the rest of the season? Or do you believe that this is right and they should have given him more? Or do you believe Tom Brady is right? How do you feel about his comments? Kind of defending Damontae Kazee, defending the defenders, defending the defense, and saying it's more so on the quarterback throwing hospital balls, and we need to start blaming the offense and the quarterback more than the defense in this type of situation. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below about this topic. Also, one last thing I want to talk about really quickly that I've seen some videos and clips of Kenny Pickett actually returning to practice this week after his ankle surgery from 2 weeks ago, his high ankle sprain, where he had to have that tight rope surgery to kind of fix it. But Mason Rudolph, he's been named the starter already by Mike Tomlin, basically taking over for Mitchell Trubisky. So it'd be interesting to see if Kenny Pickett actually can go. Is Mike Tomlin going to reverse that? Is Mike Tomlin going to say, never mind, Mason Rudolph is not going to be the starter, it's actually going to be Kenny Pickett? Or is he just practicing to practice? He's not going to be ready. Who knows? But I actually seen it looked like Kenny Pickett was actually getting some first team reps. So usually when first team rep happen, that's who's going to be the starter for the week. But I really don't know. I just seen some videos and clips of him returning to practice. And after 2 weeks from surgery, I guess that's really good, because usually that's like a 3-week injury. I know in college apparently he returned in 2 weeks as well. But to be on the safe side, I don't know if he's going to play this week. But I just want to let you guys know that I've seen some clips of Kenny Pickett returning practice, and it would be interesting to see who gets to start, Mason Rudolph, or if Kenny Pickett can go, is he the guy? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below about that as well. Do you think Kenny Pickett should start this week, 2 weeks removed from surgery? Or do you believe Mason Rudolph should get the chance? Or did you believe Mitchell Trubisky should have stayed as a starter? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below about that as well. So, that's the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below as well if you like serious content and analysis and reports. Like the video. Turn on post notifications down below for this channel as well. Click that bell down below so you never miss out whenever I post the next year's video covering breaking news or just news in general, covering topics like film breakdowns, reactions, and stuff like that. This is the best spot to receive Steelers news. So turn on notifications for the channel, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all later. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.